Okay, we are recording. I'm David Brownstein. Welcome to the 2020 Music Industry Evolution Summit. I've learned how to say it all. Welcome, Xavier Keyz. Very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thankful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Cool. You're welcome. Really glad to hear your perspective. I'm going to read Xavier's bio so you get a chance to know a little bit about him before we get into more about him. Singer, songwriter, and music producer Xavier Keyz is a Chicago-based artist and entrepreneur with a global support base who created a DIY Euro tour called It's More Than an Algorithm. I love that name, man. That included Rotterdam, Luxembourg, Valencia, and Cannes, France. He also teaches artists the importance of ownership and how to hack the music game in a 5-week course teaching them his Wire blueprint. Welcome, Xavier. Really excited to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here and share the knowledge.
Cool, cool. Before we get into the depth of our program, I want to know, like, what was your first music that like got in your blood that made you start singing or performing, or what was the first music that was really your biggest influence starting, your first one?
Yeah, I would say I was listening to Faith Evans as soon as I get home, and I tell this story all the time. That's one of the first songs that I actually started humming and singing at a young age, and my parents and everybody was just so surprised that I was able to stay on key and to keep up with her and everything. Of course, I didn't know what the actual song was talking about, but it was just such a catchy melody that I just caught on to it. And from there, I learned about Usher, and um, I just seen how he was able to do his thing. And I remember just being, at a young age, looking in the mirror and pretending like I was Usher at that time, performing and dancing in the mirror like him. So Usher is actually one of my greatest inspirations to this day.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
great. That's
yeah.
great. That's great. Cool. So, just for background, you and I met at the Cannes in Medium several years ago, and I saw you doing your thing. And what brought you out to Cannes that year, to Medium that year?
Actually, just my whole thing is networking, and I learned that from one of my mentors, Ryan Leslie. The importance of relationship building and just having what he calls the circle of fives. Five people that that do videography, five people that are producers, five people that are vocal engineers in the studio, just in case if somebody's not available. So just really to network and build those relationships, just because I know that this industry is ran off of relationships in a very strong way, and just to really expand and to um, one of the major goals for me was to get into different markets and stuff overseas, because I knew how much R&B was embraced overseas in the markets in like the UK, China, and different things like that. So that was one of my biggest goals.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, it's a big old world out there, and we Americans tend to think of the world as between the two coasts, right? Or
Right.
everywhere. So
Yeah.
there's people around the world love music, and they're hungry for all the American styles of music.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
cool. That's cool. So I know you told me you had some releases planned, some videos planned for this year. The virus hit, you're locked down, you were going to do a tour. Like many artists, life changed suddenly. And so we are all forced to, or the opportunity to focus on something new, focus on something different. Tell us a bit about what you had planned and what that created for you, what you ended up making out of that change.
Yeah, I had my Red Wine album, which actually did come out on schedule May 1st. It was actually, we had it originally slated for May 17th, but we released it on May 1st just because of the amount of volume of people that were on their phones at the time and still are to this day. That's one of the ways that the industry has changed is a lot of people are embracing content, via social media and mobile. And you know, uh, prior to that, you know, with in conjunction to my album release was the UK tour that I was going to do in London, all over there, and I was going to be over there for about a month, and then obviously meet you and others in France for Midem. And of course, COVID-19 decided to show up and wreak havoc in everybody's lives
Yeah,
all over the
yeah,
world. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so from there, everything had to be done digitally. And luckily, with my wire formula that I'm actually teaching artists in my masterclass, I was able to not only keep my audience's attention, but also gain, other people's attention through my marketing techniques and strategies. And what that has allowed me to do, this all this downtime is really get my master class together, and really push and go through with it all, and also to pretty much master the actual forex trading that I'm doing. And like I was explaining to you earlier, one of my biggest goals at the end of the 5-week course is to offer artists the opportunity to learn how to trade and earn income to fund their careers. That's one of the biggest problems that I see is, with a lot of talented artists that are out here, we really didn't have the proper funding, the resources and things like that. So, that's one of the things that I am striving to make happen and to provide for people, that are in the entertainment industry.
That's great. So sort of different ways for financial independence to support the artist in making his or her musical stuff happen, as long as that can take longer than we think, and streaming doesn't have as much money. Although you have found, I got really excited when I heard about what you're doing, how you're running your your artist career from your phone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so I really wanted you to share that. So tell us a bit, let's look into that a little bit. How, what the hell is it?
So let's fast forward. Let's rewind back to 2014.
Okay, great. Yeah.
This is when I used to look up to Ryan Leslie as an artist in general because of his brilliance in the music industry and how he's able to create, and he was just everything. He was a producer, he was the vocalist, he was the writer, he's everything. Everything was executively produced by him. So I tweeted him one day, and he was like, "Yeah, hit me, direct via text." And I was like,
What?
"Oh, okay." So he was like, "Hey, I got this product. It's called Disruptive Multimedia, and it's enabling artists to pretty much text their fans." And at the time, it was myself, Ryan, Wiz Khalifa, Nipsey Hussle, and I believe Lil Wayne on the product, on the actual platform at the time. And we were pretty much, getting used to everything. If there were any bugs in the system, we would report them, obviously, to get it to where it is now, which is it's called Superphone. And yeah, it's been great. Um,
So what does it allow you to do? How can you, how,
yeah.
what? Yeah, I'm still getting my head
Oh,
around it.
okay. Yeah. So pretty much how I run it is, so like when I release a new product, I have the capability to text my fans directly to them. Text it directly to them. And as we know through studies and things, that text message marketing has a 80% open rate versus the email, which is 2%. And that is huge to for independent artists, especially trying to get his audience to engage with new content. If they're on Instagram live, they can send them a text inviting them out, and they will pop up. Like I did it for a few months when I was releasing videos and stuff monthly to my fans on YouTube, leading up to the actual album release. And that marketing strategy had me to increase my revenue. I had the screenshots of the statistics. I was able to increase my revenue over 2,100% just
Wow.
because of the text messaging marketing and his platform. So it's amazing. It's an amazing tool for independent artists to have.
Wait, so are you
And
saying you actually let your fans have your number?
yeah, so like fans, they have direct access to you. They're able to text you. You're able to communicate with them, build relationships. And a good example is like I was overseas performing, and I'm able to text my fans when I'm in their city. Same here in the United States. So I had a value proposition, which was, come have dinner with me before my show or after my show. I charged $50 a head, and that's revenue outside of the show that I was able to tap into. So it's different ways like you can utilize, your fan base and not use them, but to give them an experience. That was one of the things that Ryan taught me was, if you want to make a great impression on the fans and be able to do something special for them, give them an experience, something that is worthy of them paying X amount of dollars for, that they won't have a problem spending that money on.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I'm like, let me come up with value propositions and different things like that to to have audience, have my audience and stuff spend time with me. And I think that was a great way.
So is it a subscription? Are your fans paying for access like in a Patreon kind of model, or it's just they're in?
No, you can do that eventually with Superphone outside of Superphone, which I'll teach in my class. But as far as like them having your number, it's just like, me picking up and calling my mom saying hello. It's like that. You don't
It's
charge
great.
anything. The only thing is, the artists, we pay I think pennies of a dollar per message, per text message. I can't exactly quote the actual amount,
That's
but yeah,
yeah, it's cool.
but it's amazing. Like literally, um, one of Ryan's examples was, if you are, say, if like I'm Delta Airlines and I'm paying a X amount of dollars for an ad to reach my audience to let them know about a new service that I have, I shouldn't have to spend the same amount of money to let them know about the next product or a newer product that I have. I should be able to reach them directly, and that's one of the things that Ryan has built with this platform and allowed me to be able to be a part of it. So yeah.
That's that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So when we spoke last week, you were saying about how you actually sell your music differently to your fans rather than just streams and downloads. Tell me about how your fans get your music and how you get compensated.
Yeah, I sell it directly to them through text messaging marketing, and I sell it through a platform called Gumroad, which you can integrate and have back-end analytics, and you're able to actually see. This is the very, very cool part about this whole thing. You're able to actually see who buys your music. Because some people be like, "Oh yeah, I bought your music," blah blah blah, and you can look into your phone and see, "Oh, okay, so and so bought my song." Like for instance, I had people that were paying $50 for one song, so pretty much, they're buying it multiple times versus, just paying 99 cents for it. So the cool thing about Gumroad is that you can charge 99 cents or $1.29 plus. And what that does is that gives the fans the option. They're not capped off at paying just 99 cents. Some fans, they want to give you $5. They want to do more. For instance, this one fan, she bought my album, which was $10.99. She bought it for $50. It's just that freedom to give the fans the option to choose how they want to support you versus putting a limit on what they want to do, which is, in the end, it helps you, to incur costs. I mean, to
Yeah,
to
different costs. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah. So
That's great. That's beautiful. That's great. It gives the people who want to support you, like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
if they appreciate you and they have the cash, they're like, well, I'll totally give them an opportunity rather than like 99 cents done, right?
right,
That's great.
right.
I mean, it sounds like it is like it's super fan situation, right? It allows people to
Yeah,
kind of go, I appreciate this person. I got the bread. I'm gonna help them out, right?
yeah, and that's the beauty about Superphone, which is you're able to, build the actual, build a one-to-one relationship with each supporter. And over time, like right now, I have over 6,775 text messages and conversations that I'm actively keeping. Now, granted, yeah, I'm doing that, but a lot of it, which I'll teach in my course, I'm setting up different automations. So if the cool thing about it is if my phone or I haven't texted that person in a month, my phone will automatically send them the text messages, just saying, hey, how are you doing? Just checking on you, making sure you're good. It keeps that currency
Wow.
on, and keeps that connection with that fan. So yeah,
That's wow, it's crazy. What now? So
I,
how much time do you have? How much time do you actually spend yourself like replying to fans daily? You know.
I definitely make time, at least about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then like throughout my day, especially when everything was moving and grooving and stuff, I would like be on the plane, replying. And the cool thing is, this is also available on a desktop. So, if you got quick typing fingers, you can, type on the desktop and reply. And yeah, so I just make about an hour to 2 hours, just to reply the fans, check on them, make sure they're good and everything, and just keep in touch with them. Because, like I said, Ryan taught me, if you care about yourself and your career, you have to care about your fans, because they're the ones that's feeding you, that's spreading the word about your career and your music and your merchandise and different things like that. So they're your
I love.
advocates.
No, I love it. It's really like a more direct connection. It's like you to their phone to the fans, right?
Mhm.
It's really for a direct, closer connection.
It's the
It's
most
really
powerful social media handle.
yeah. No, it's really amazing. It's really amazing. How has how has this maybe I don't know. Well, maybe there's not a connection, but I want to just sort of ask like what's going on for you creatively right now in this lockdown time? Just like musically, I know you were gearing for a tour, you did your release, and just curious like how the creative process has been for you recently also. What do you maybe you're not writing? I don't know, just wanted to ask you about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm writing a little bit here and there. Everything going on with the Black Lives Matter movement and things like that. I'm pretty much on and off social media, not like I used to be, really heavy. Just keeping my mind clear, and just focusing on just launching a class, and connecting with my fans, making sure that they're good. And that's another reason why I do what I do is as far as my album and recording process, I record an album ahead of time, so I'm able to, like, if I want to take a break, I'm able to, and I'm sitting on a project that is actually mixed, mastered, ready to go. So like my next album is pretty much done. It's just waiting, and yeah, that's how I do it.
When do you think you'll release that? Just because I've been talking with people about like when's a good time to release now or not? Is this now a good time? Is it not a good time? What's your take on your plan for releasing your next work?
The plan, I would say, is sometime next summer. I've learned that around like the spring and summer are really good times to release music, even though on Spotify there's approximately 40,000 songs per day uploaded to the system. Um, but you can get around that with Superphone and everything, and reach your fans directly. So it's just, I think, around like maybe August of next year, my birthday, just
Oh yeah.
release a birthday album for myself, and in between then, just release the different singles that are off the upcoming project, and shoot some music videos for those as well.
So you've got that next album complete already, and you're gonna wait a year.
Yeah, I was not a whole, like a whole year to
Okay.
release in general, but probably within the next 4 months, tease them with a single, and just lead up to it like I did with the Red Wine album.
Cool. That's an interesting strategy. I'm wondering how'd you come upon that makes sense? I'm sure you got that figured out. What's your thinking about why that's I don't know. It's funny. I got a bunch of songs that I finished. I was planning to release a bunch this year, and I held off for a bit. I'm sitting on a bunch of finished material. I'm just trying to figure out when's the best time. So just curious if you could share what's your, I don't know, what's your take on when should an artist release new material, how often, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on you and the what do you call it? Um, it's the artist demand. I mean, the audience demand. So if
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
asking you constantly, especially if they have direct access to you like me, when's the music coming out? When's the music coming out? Which they were doing constantly. I'm like, okay. It was during quarantine and everything, and I'm like, I really didn't want to release the album now, but I was like, it was like 3 years since my first album, and promoting it. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and do it. And I've learned that in the summer, like fall time, is the best time to release. Not around like during, because like sometimes you can look up when other artists are releasing products and projects and things like that. It's just like pretty much running a music festival. You don't want to, run an indie music festival the same day that Drake is in town or a big artist. You want to make it like before, afterwards, so you can have that shine, that those audience, those people, those eyes on you as well. So, it's pretty much just making sure that you have a good timeline and you do your research and things like that. But me personally, with my audience and everything, I've learned that it's the fall and the summer, like late summer and stuff.
Okay, that's great. That's good. Good to know. Good to think about. So, before we talk about what your free gift's going to be, anything else you want to add? Anything else we missed or didn't get to today? Anything else you want to share? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I have my Superphone account pulled up here. If they wanted to get like if you wanted to get a quick tour,
Oh yeah, we do that.
sure, I'll share my screen with you.
Okay, great. Let's see. Can I do that? Are you enabled?
No, I'm disabled.
Okay, hang on a second. Make co-host. Okay. Now you're co-host.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like, "What's this Superphone thing?" So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, let me know if you can see this.
Not yet.
Let's see. Hmm.
As we're all living in the world of Zoom these days, every day is different.
Right,
And what was easy 2 hours ago is like, nah, not happening now sometimes.
right. Here you go. Let
Oh,
me
there
see.
you go. There you go. There you go. I got you now.
Cool. All
Okay,
right.
beautiful. We're in.
Welcome to the world of Superphone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is how many contacts I have in my phone book at the current moment, and you're able to see different things, their names. For instance, let's go to a person that spent some money, and this is what I was talking about, where you can see.
I'm cool. I'm totally down with this, and also just be careful to make sure we're not revealing anybody's information.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But this is great. I'm down with this. But just you know,
yeah, sure. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, we'll go here. Let me move this. So, okay, so let's say if you're on tour, whatever the case may be, and
yeah.
you have a show in the, I don't know, the Dallas
Wait. So this
area.
is where all your fans are? Every one of these blue and yellow.
Yeah. This is where everybody is in the United States and different countries and even overseas. So I can literally see how many fans I have per continent, per country,
Wow.
you know, and this is real time, real time updates.
Amazing. Great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Um, so where's it at? What's her name? So here's the insights. So like you could see, um, the last person that bought my album, they spent $20. You can see, you have real time analytics on the
Yeah.
in the back end.
And
My
do they purchase your music within the Superphone?
Yes, well they'll get a link to Gumroad,
Oh, right.
and then Gumroad is integrated on the back end. So it sends, real time updates and everything to my dashboard, so I'm able to see.
Wow.
So, and then I can see, like, within the past 30 days, within the past 14 days, the different analytics. So it's very powerful analytics, to see different things, the click through rates, different things like that. Updates, those are actual blasts that you can send to all 4,361 of my contacts that are in here.
Right. Wow. So can you show me a little bit about how you manage the messages?
Yeah, sure. I'll go to Darrell. I'll do him as an example.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say if, oh, here's the cool part about it. Everything that iTunes has, you have. So like I can see I'm messaging him on this number. That's his super phone number. Uh, this is the number that it's assigned to. I can
Okay.
see where he stays, the city and everything. So when I go on tour, this is where he stays. I'm able to have his Twitter, Instagram information, what he does, his company, what he does, and things like that. And here's the contributions, just as an example. So like we was doing test runs on the integration and analytics on the back end. So he bought the album for $1.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Good.
just wanted to make sure the automation worked. Um, so yeah, so that's that. So you're able to see like the contributions and things that they make.
Wow.
Um, this was the cool part that I was telling you about. If you don't text them, this is a feature called Never Lose Touch, and you can set it for every day, every other day, every week, so on and so forth. So like if we don't communicate within these certain time periods, Superphone will send them a message based off of how often they want to do it. You can select when in the mornings, noon,
Right.
night,
Wow.
and then you have a choice of saying 5 options. What's going on? And it'll send it once all those are set and you activate it. You'll never lose touch with this person. So this goes for like, when artists, they're out, they're networking and everything, and they meet like VIPs and they never want to lose touch and contact with them. They want to build a solid relationship with them. But sometimes we get busy and different things like that and we'll forget. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
this handy for, the never lose touch feature.
Wow. And
So
so if they get an automatic, hey, what's up? And they go, Xavier, how are you, man? What's going on? What's happened with your music? They ask you 5 questions. Then what happens?
so then it'll be like a regular conversation. You'll get the notification or the text, from them. It'll come in like this,
Okay.
and you'll be able to respond here, you know
Yeah. Yeah.
and it'll be like a regular conversation, but Superphone will make that connection on behalf of you. You get what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
hey,
Wow.
you haven't reached out to this person, let me reach out to this person and initiate a conversation for you because you need to connect with them. This is somebody
Wow.
that you value, that is important to you. Let's let's get this connection back going, you know?
That's great. That's great. Wow, this is really amazing. This is really amazing.
Yeah, it also has automations. I'll make this quick. So like
Okay.
if you can set up your Shopify store and integrate it with this. So if somebody abandons a cart on on your Shopify, you know, the contact that started, they started a checkout, right? This is just an example. They You can stop the automation when they actually make the new purchase.
Uh-huh.
So if they abandon the cart, it's just like Gmail, but in text. So if they abandon the cart, it'll wait for a whole day to go by and send them a text message saying, hey, F name. So that's for your first name. So like, hey, Xavier, you didn't quite make it through the checkout. We wouldn't want you to miss out on this great deal. You know, it'll send them that like, it's, I will call it like a gentle nudge, like, hey, don't forget to check out,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So that's embedded within Superphone is this purchasing shopping cart thing.
Yeah. So once you integrate your, you know, if you do decide to sell your products and your merchandise like myself um, through Gumroad um, and Shopify, you are able to integrate those on the back end. So like I have all kinds of of automations. You know, when fans first reach out to me, my album drip campaign. So this is honestly drip campaign marketing.
Right.
You know, when people purchase my snapback, my red wine, thank you. So like, this is the cool part about it. So like, once you get like past like an artist that comes up under me and takes my course, they learn everything and they get just everything going. They got over 10,000 people contacting them. So once they purchase the album, right, guys, the phone, you can tag them as, you know, Red Wine album supporter or whatever the name of your album is called.
Hmm.
You can set the system to text them in 5 minutes, telling them, hey, you know, Xavier, thank you so much for the support on the album. Imagine if Beyonce or Kendrick Lamar text you every time you bought a product, you know, and that, you know, that builds a connection to the supporter. It's like,
Yeah,
man, this person actually took the time to say, man, thank you. That is so cool.
that's great.
I've never got a text message. And I've had people that were like, I've never had an artist do what you do. And
Great.
it's like, yeah, that's me, but it's in help with Superphone. So it's so many things. Like,
That's
and
that's
at the end of the 5 weeks, I know this seems like a lot of information for you guys, but I vowed at the end of the 5 week course, when I'm done teaching my master class, is to personally set this up with every person in the class one to one to make it sound just like them. So yeah.
wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's great. And I'm really glad you took us through the back end. That's totally cool. Let's unshare the screen, and that's I'm really excited to see that. Now I
Yeah.
understand a little bit better how it brings a
Mhm.
lot of elements together. So what's the free gift we're offering for Summit people today?
Yeah. So my free gift is giving artists that are interested in learning more information about my Hack the Music Game masterclass is to give you all a scholarship. So, you know, once you let me know that you heard everything off of the seminar and you shoot me a text and I'll get you registered and you get a really nice scholarship to where you don't pay full price for it. The price is slash. It's
Wow,
slash
that's great.
heavy for you guys. And you know, it's honestly, it's about giving back. It's about really making an impact in, you know, those artists' lives and passing on the knowledge. So that's what I'm all about, honestly. So I
That's
can't
great.
wait. Started.
That's good. Yeah, no, I love it. It's just such a different way of approaching it, and making more connection, making community, and giving back, and everyone's sharing. And I love this thing. I'm so excited we could have you talk today, and you're sharing it in your music, and I want to hear more. It's funny. I love that you're So you're ahead of your release schedule.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
try to.
what does this next year stuff sound like? I wonder.
Yeah, it's nice. It's real good. So, and don't
That's
forget, guys, I'm actually going to teach you all how to trade if you are interested in trading in forex as well, to fund your career, to get the dollars behind you to promote your products and stuff. So that's another thing, a part of this course. So it's a lot of good stuff. A lot
sounds like
of
a
good
lot of
stuff.
value. That's amazing. That's
A lot
really
of
amazing.
value, you know.
So, so somehow I can't remember how exactly we're doing this, but on everyone's email they're going to see today, there's going to be either your text or your email, some way to get your gift and to get into your database so they can find out about your 5-week course and the forex trading and the super phone and music and the whole deal. I love it. I love that you brought this up. Artists, musicians, we're having to become entrepreneurs in our own new ways, and I love that you're tying so many elements together. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, they can just go and leave their number at textxavierkeyz.com. That's text XAVIERKEYZ.com. Leave their number there, and I'll shoot you a text right back and get you registered and everything, and we can get going. So yeah,
That's really great. That's really great. Xavier, so glad to have you today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for sharing your wisdom and knowledge and enthusiasm and
always,
cutting edge technology.
always. It was
And
such a blast.
it's great. So thank you. So actually, we're gonna, if those of you in the summit, we are going to. I would love to hear what you think about this. Maybe you can post in the Facebook group. What if you got any questions for Xavier or things you learned or other ways that just questions of things you want to see or things you recommend, and maybe we can get him in to answer some questions if the timing's right.
Cool. Look forward to it.
Excellent, excellent, cool. All right, I'm going to look for the record stop button. And Xavier, again, thanks so much for being with us today.